What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to navigate the Pulsechain ecosystem, how to find new tokens, buy, sell, trade, all of that great stuff. Right here is the PulseX swap, which is pretty bare. So I'm using Dex Tools, and they've integrated the Pulsechain Network, so you could go here, click Pulse, and now you could find brand new tokens that have just launched, trending tokens, daily gainers, daily losers, recently updated tokens, and pretty much everything that you need. If you come over here and go to PulseX, you can take a look at the chart. You can take a look at PulseX versus DAI, which is a stable coin, and we're going to add that to our favorites right here. So it isn't looking the greatest. PulseX, Pulsechain, I guess the whole market as a whole is taking a pullback. I'm going to give you guys all the tools to be trading on the Pulsechain ecosystem. This is pulseburn.com. You can take a look at all of the Pulsechain that has been burned, all of the PulseX that has been burned. You can see right here the supply is 135 trillion. And there's been 59 billion burned. And PulseX, you have about 143 trillion supply. So they're very similar in terms of supply, but the burn rate is going a lot quicker for PulseX. So we have 141 billion PulseX burned compared to the 59 billion. So it's almost going 3 times as fast. If we took a look at the market cap, 12 billion market cap, which is pretty large. So Pulsechain and PulseX are starting off with large market caps. So for it to move up in price, there's going to be a lot of liquidity needed to be injected into the Pulsechain ecosystem as a whole. DeFi Llama, if you go to chains, you'll see that Pulsechain is actually number 10. So top 10 chains in terms of TVL, total value locked. So there's still a lot of room for Pulsechain to grow. It's still, about 30 days since it's released. There's a lot of time for improvement. There's a lot of time for price action to move upwards, for us to explode. I still have a lot of hope. I haven't really done transactions from the first time it's released. I have a little bit of PulseX, a little bit of Pulsechain, and I was waiting for improvement on the overall chain, and I see that they have launched a bridge. So in the next video, we'll focus on the bridge, how to use it, how to get in and out of Pulsechain Network. We'll bridge from the Ethereum network, we'll bridge some stablecoin, and then we'll buy some fresh Pulsechain if you haven't done so already. In this video, we're going to focus on Dex Tools. So that's finding new tokens on Pulsechain Network. You can see right here they have the hot pairs. So these are just tokens on the Pulsechain Network, and these are the most traded in the last 24 hours in terms of volume. So you have Pepe, PulseX, Doge, WBTC. Let's take a look at Pepe. I will show you guys a strategy to use right here, but Dex Tools is a great place to look if you just want to take a look at what your PulseX is worth, what your Pulsechain, your PLS is worth. And right now, as I mentioned, it is getting smashed. So you can see it's worth 0.00003332. We have a long way to 1 cent, 10 cents, but that is the goal, hopefully. So you can change into PulseX versus Pulse, and you can see the rate. So 0.38, and maybe one day we'll see a par of 1-to-1 against PulseX and Pulse, and that would be crazy. At the rate it's burning PulseX, and with the supply being very close, I think a 1-to-1 par could happen in 12 to 24 months. I did stack up my PulseX. I'm not going to change it into Pulsechain, the PLS token, just yet, because I think that PulseX can run. It already did run to 0.55, and it retraced pretty much half of that. So we are just waiting patiently for the push up. In terms of new tokens, right here on Dex board, you have the daily gainers, daily losers, recently updated socials, and you can take a look at that all down here. So pairs, and you have this in terms of the volume, and you can change it to however you want. You can make custom filters, made a bunch of videos on that. You could also check out the Dex Tools YouTube, and they have a bunch of videos. So you can see the top pairs right here. This is Wrapped Pulse, and this is PulseX Of course, these are the 2 top pairs, and you can change that to the gainers. You could change that to the top losers. The most recently updated pairs in terms of their social networks. So if we click this, it's the last one, Peg Me BTC, or this is PRS. So let's just do PRS, and then you have Panda 8 days ago. So if we do PRS 4 days ago, you can see that this token is just newly launched. You can check out their socials. Highly recommend to do your research. Also, Dex Tools helps you out with a lot of things with the trade history, the Dex score. It helps you filter scams, and there's a ton of information. So let's take a look at this pair. This is the recently updated token for Pulsechain, and nothing is showing up actually. So if we just go back here and take a look at the Panda coin, which was updated 8 days ago, you can see huge pump, and now it is retracing back. So if we go back here, we're going to actually buy one of these tokens together. If we look at the daily gainer, you have Moonar. This is Pulse Moonar. It's looking like it's sitting at pretty great support right here. I've heard great things about it. I know a lot of people bullish on this, so this might be a great place to buy. What I'm gonna do is I'll copy the token address right here. Very easy to do so. What you want to do first is do your research on any token you find on any exchange, on any DEX, whatever it may be, anybody who's shielded to you. You want to do your research. You can check out their web, check out the contract, check out the DEX score. Do as much research as possible, and then when you're ready to buy, invest, trade, only do so with what you're willing to lose. So we are gonna put a little bit of PulseX into Moonar. What I'll do is I'll copy and paste the Moonar ticker right here with the contract address. I got that from Dex Tools, and then we're gonna start with a little bit. So if we did 2 million, which is $66, I can afford a little bit more than that. So what if we did 5 million, which is $167? It's a good start. I get 139,000 Moonar. It already performed extremely well, so I'm just gonna hope that it continues to do so. So let's go ahead and do the swap. Very easy to do so. Confirm swap. I might have to change my slippage. 4% slippage looks like it might work. We'll confirm. We are gonna buy some Moonar. Perfect. We're gonna add it to our MetaMask right here. PulseX, Moonar, and my Pulse. And as I mentioned, you can take a look at all the tokens that are on PulseX, the swap. On PulseX, you have stable coins, you have DAI, you have USDC, USDT. So if we wanted to actually trade our PulseX, all of it into USDT, we could do so, and then we could take it to the Pulsechain Bridge, and then we can send it to the Ethereum network, and then sell it and do whatever we want with it pretty much. So I'm going to do that in the next video. We're going to use the bridge from Pulsechain to Ethereum, and from Ethereum to Pulsechain, and then we could buy and sell for anybody who needs help doing so. And then I kind of want to wrap this up here. Just wanted to show you guys what I'm using for Pulsechain, and that's strictly Dex Tools. What I use to trade and chart up Pulsechain, PulseX, all of the tokens on Pulsechain Network. It isn't looking the greatest, as I mentioned. We're going to add this to our favorites as well, and I'll be watching that. We got a lot of content coming your way. Over the last few weeks, we were traveling Miami, Panama, and a lot of small little islands in Panama, so it was a bit hard to get the content out, but this summer, we are going to crush it together. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.